So now we're going to just dive a little bit deeper and talk about how it all works together, right? How does cannabis work in the body, and why is this important for us all to be thinking about multiple different things besides just the plant? But let's dig into cannabis.
Yeah, so when we're talking about supplementing our endocannabinoid system with cannabinoids, let's talk about what cannabinoids are. So there are three different kinds of cannabinoids in the plant. So the cannabis plant is making cannabinoids. Those are the phytocannabinoids. So THC, CBD, CBG, CBN, all of the phytonutrients from the plant are the phytocannabinoids. Mm-hmm. The endocannabinoids are the ones that we're making endogenously. Endocannabinoids, endorphins, right? That's endogenous. We make them. They're manufactured in the body. They fulfill their purpose and they dissipate. And then there are synthetic cannabinoids, and these are marinol, dronabinol, sesamet. These are the pharmaceutically developed cannabis molecules that are going to be able to activate these same CB1, CB2 receptors. They all know, the FDA knows Epidiolex is a good example of synthetic. Well, it's whole plant derived CBD, but it's purified into an isolate form. And Sativex is a one-to-one CBD THC, and Marinol is synthetic THC. So we know that these have therapeutic purposes in the body, which is why the pharmaceutical industry is making some of them. But all of them activate our cannabinoid receptors. A molecule is a molecule. It does certain things, but what we want to do is make sure that we're able to bring them all together using the entourage effect as much as possible. So the cannabinoids work on all of our systems, all of our physiology, and they help message in between these neurotransmitter signaling systems. So if we need to accentuate our dopamine, serotonin, maybe we can meditate on it, activate our ECS with good nutrition and good cannabinoids, and then get back to our life. So when we have a good, healthy endocannabinoid system, we feel good. Our body's at ease, our mind is working, we are well. When we don't have a healthy endocannabinoid system, when we're deficient in our endogenous cannabinoids, we get distressed. Our body is diseased because the switchboard's off. Think about, the switchboard being off and that operator just being off duty. We're not getting the messages that we need to have to balance ourselves. And that's when we want to supplement.
We want to supplement. So here is another reason why cannabis works. This is probably my most favorite slide. It is your favorite slide. It truly is, because that was the aha moment when it just makes sense. So this was a real big shoe drop for me. The plant makes THC, we make anandamide, and the molecular structure is very, very similar. You can see here right on this slide how it fits into the nerve cell receptor and how it's going to trigger an action. So the THC molecule is 10 times stronger than the anandamide molecule. That is why we don't need a lot of THC when we're working with patients. So THC molecule was isolated in 1964 by Dr. Raphael Mechoulam. The CB1 and CB2 receptors, which THC plugs into, was discovered in 1988. And in 1992, Dr. Lumir Hannes, who is right here, isolated anandamide molecule. And the anandamide molecule is the molecule that mimics the THC molecule. So the endocannabinoid system maintains homeostasis. We produce the anandamide and 2-AG upon demand, depending upon what we need to support the endocannabinoid system. All of those 11 organ systems, our immune system, and all the neurotransmitters that we talked about. So the interesting thing about these receptors is we have more cannabis CB1 receptors and CB2 receptors in our body than any other, providing feedback to balance us at the cellular level. So we need to correct the signaling between all cells. So not only do these happiness hacks work, but cannabis also works as well.